like I was just that hunger and eager because I knew what was ahead. I wanted to prepare myself as best I could. So did a bit of overtraining at the time, but I wouldn't, I regret it. But definitely was something to maintain or sort of look after a bit better. But yeah, it was definitely been a journey really. When I started boarding, they were currently living in Christchurch at the time, which made it a bit tougher, living away from home, living away from family, and obviously having all this pressure on you. And it made it tougher through my first 10 years. Obviously, signed all this stuff, and you sort of sometimes have some bad games, and you sort of. It was always a mental battle with myself. I was telling myself, probably thinking I was the kid that got signed to blah blah. And this is how you play. Definitely put a lot of pressure. But it was always a. I guess it was just a battle with myself. I'll be the one telling myself that. Like it wouldn't be people. It was just because I played poorly one game, and then I'll be walking past family, friends, and head back to Holson. I'm just sitting there. These guys why did they? But that was just part of the whole, fast track of the whole professional scene. All due respect, it's what it came with, and it's definitely a challenge, yeah, for sure. But always enjoying one, that's for sure. Yeah, it was funny because in NASA, I remember one of my few meetings, first from Chris Goodman, who was the manager up there. We had a meeting, sat down. Obviously, they all knew the potential I had at the time, and we sat down. And it was funny because at the time, as soon as I signed the paper, and I was attending at the same time I was attending the gym sessions. I was attending so first thing training was Tuesday, Thursday. If I was off Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and the academy at the time would have like little mental skills sessions or finance sessions or I guess everything outside footy, anything to help become a better man, also deal with the rugby lifestyle. So I was thrown into that at age 15. So I was learning a lot how to deal with my mental health, how to deal with money, how to deal with social media, all this stuff, and just how to deal just learn how to become a good man at the same time being a good footy player. But one of the meetings we had with Chris Goodman, we sat down and he was just talking to me about friend circle, and all this stuff, and he was saying, do you have somebody you can talk to if you're ever feeling, like down or whatever? And at the time, I was like, I don't even know, I don't know what he's talking about, but he was talking about, there's going to be times that as a footy player, you're going to be pressured a lot. It takes a toll. And by the time I was like my friends is like, is there anyone, like, if you're going through a dark place, like, do you have someone to talk to? And at the time I was like, nah, not really. Cause as a 15-year-old kid, you don't talk about that stuff with your boys. You don't talk with, your parents or siblings, whatever, like that just doesn't get mentioned. And that's the one thing that sort of caught me. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. He was like, well, if that time comes, if you're ever feeling down or, going through a lot, like, do you have trust in me for you to come talk to? So he's telling me to talk to Chris. And I said, oh yeah, well, I'll be happy to talk to you. But at the time, like, I'm just saying it because I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. And then when I went through that stage, it just clicked, like, this is exactly what he was prepping me when I was 15, going through it now when I'm 18, 19, 20, and it all made sense. It's like, oh, well, now I know what you mean. Do I have someone I can talk to? Yeah, it's quite funny how you look back and how everything starts puzzling up. And yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. So him and his brother Andrew, massive. I think they're the ones that sort of got me to uni and kept me, made me sign the papers and all that. But massive influence in my footy pathway. Like Chris was I call them my mentors. Like Chris was my mentor off field. So he was the one taking me to the gym sessions. He was the one taking me to the classroom sessions. And Andrew at the time, like funny fact, Andrew Goodman, who's now the Crusaders coach here, part of the Crusader coaching group here, he was my first team coach at year 11. So we've both come up the ranks together, had a massive journey together. So he was my mentor on field. So he was the one teaching me how to kick, how to read the game, how to become the player I am today. And it was funny, like my first year into the Marcos, I think he just become head coach of the Tasman Marco. So that was my first year. And then my first year I signed with the Crusaders. It was his first year into the coaching group. So we've pretty much, taken away, cyber flies. So it's been cool, and just being able to have them two there. They're big believers at a young age in me, in the pathway I guess, I'm pursuing right now. So, definitely obviously have a lot of credit to them. I owe them a lot, and having them today is always good. Yeah, definitely play a big part. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it was good on there. I was playing once Lewis. But yeah, it was good to have him there. The pass player, Marco side, so it's good to have him there. Really, yeah. Still my go-to guys. But I think one I've had ever since I've come to the footy scene, David Havili. He's been a big, yes, one of my side partner in crime. So definitely him. He plays a big part of my footy career too. So yeah, he's a Nassan boy, Nassan College, my now Crusader, and I've always looked up to him. Having when I was in the first team, I always looked up to guys that went through the same pathway as I'm about to pursue, and the likes of him, James Lowe, all these guys that were in that college with Tasmark and played super. I took a lot out there, and I think I looked up to Davey quite a lot. Even today, man, massive influence on my game. He is. But just hitting our school, welcoming me with open arms. And he's just a good man. He's just a top bloke to work with. Really, world class to say the least. So be able to have him, since the day I left school has been amazing. Now together here, the Crusaders even been better. So definitely one I try to influence my game around, and definitely plays a big part in the way I want to play. So yeah. We were living in Auckland. My older brother played league up there. And it was funny. He was playing league. I was playing union, but I always enjoyed the game. And then moved to Nelson, obviously down to South Island League, especially Nelson, is not really up there. They struggle to find a league team or create one. But we moved to Nelson. They managed to make they called it the Tasman Titan back then, which competed in the South Island competition. They'll select a South Island team and head up to nationals and play. So when I heard there was a league team in Nelson, I was like, oh, I'm in, like 100% going. That's what I want to do. So my first league tournament in the South Island, I was lucky enough to pick up the MVP of the tournament and got selected into the South Island team, which went up to nationals. Played up in nationals their first year, enjoyed it. So did it a second year, and my second year went up, and then that's up there. Have a whole lot of scouts watching from Australia, and I think that eyes sort of turned and came back from that tournament, and then got a phone call from my agent saying that this Roosters are keen to have a look at you. I was like, it's like music to my ears. I was like, exactly what I hear. This is exactly what I want to hear and where I want to be heading. So that's where it all started, really. Yeah. My first game, yeah. Mine's, yeah, for sure, yeah. It's a bit of both. I loved watching my brother play league, and then just always watching on TV. I'll always love the State of Origins. I love, and then it was this last year before, but growing up in Tonga, being born in Tonga and watching the Rugby League World Cup they had here, Tonga playing here, literally just took my heart away. I was like, this is where I want to be, like, by the time I'm playing Union right now, but definitely enjoyed it, and like watching that and just the effect it had on my people really inspired me quite a bit. And definitely had that wee eagerness, that whole missing the game, so it hit me hard. But yeah, definitely really enjoy the game. Still love it to this day. Yeah, for sure. Yes, you get a few boys heading over here to give Union a go, but I think obviously playing league and now Union is so much complicated than rugby league, and there's a whole lot you got to learn and a whole lot you got to understand in the game of Union. Where league's quite basic, simple. Just got to have a lot of gut. You got to be a tough bloke to play that game. You're either running into walls and whatnot. So yeah, definitely transition Union to league would be easier. Vice versa. So yeah. The time of Roosters chasing was just league all over. If you offered Parramatta at the time, I think 2 from the Gold Coast Titans and Rabbitohs. But I think the only difference was the Roosters had paper ready to go, where the other sides just wanted to have a look, continue looking, and see if I was a real deal, and see if I was capable, in the future to be able to play on the top side. So it was quite a lot floating around, and it just pretty much as a 15-year-old kid wanting to pursue the game of rugby league just gave me a lot of excitement and a lot of belief that this really could happen, and dreams could come true. But definitely took a whole different path. But yeah. Oh, it was funny. Like personally, I'm just ever since a young age, I'm real strongly independent. And I remember all these league contracts came in. Even when I signed with the Tasman Marco, I didn't tell anyone. No one knew about it. It wasn't until my last year people found out. Yeah, I knew I signed something, but I always kept it to myself. You know, it's just the way I've been brought up by my